guys, welcome back to Simple Acre Homestead. It's a bright sunny day and we are getting to work on some stuff we really want to get done.
We're back at it, back at this barn build. I took this week off for vacation, so this is the Saturday, the first day of that vacation. Last night when I got home, I quickly put up one wall here, just for some practice. So we're going to show you some of our progress as we go. We're not going to get into a lot of detail of the how-tos because, to be honest with you, I'm just learning as I go here. I don't feel comfortable teaching something that I'm sure I'm going to mess up. So
he won't mess up.
Yeah, I will mess up.
I know nothing about construction. I am just here as his little helper and camera person.
Yeah, everybody needs a good helper and camera person.
Yeah, everyone needs that.
Okay, so what I've done so far, I've got this 10-foot wall I'm working on. I'm just laying out the studs. I don't have a flat surface to work on, which really is going to make it a little more tricky, but anyway, that's part of what I got to figure out here. So I'm going to start working away. You're probably going to have we're not likely going to talk through a lot of this because what I discovered when I tried to power my compressor out here is I'm too far away from a power source. I ran some extension cords and it doesn't get enough power this far, so I had to bring out the generator. So there's going to be a lot of background noise here. So basically you'll probably see bits and pieces of what we're doing here today, well, this week possibly. How many videos we'll put out about this.
You'll see our progress.
Yeah, did we tell them what this first barn's for?
No, the first one that's already got a wall up is going to be our rabbit and quail area.
Yeah, so it'll be the Simple Acre rabbitry and spot for the quail.
Yeah, so if you guys have any little cute name suggestions, we might make a sign or something. Yeah,
it'd be kind of neat to do something, make it a little more official, because the second barn, the one that's a little further in here, we believe that's likely going to house the goats over the winter. So
I feel so short.
How's this?
I'm in a low spot or something.
Is this better?
Yeah, a little.
Cindy's like, I'm only 4 feet tall, so Cindy's, what are you, 3?
Cute.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to hand it back the microphone. I have some noise tanks.
Okay, one mistake so far. So the holes for the anchors lined up where the 2x4s went, and it's just not going to work. So Bert is fixing that.
I goofed up. This is why I do not want to show anybody how to do this, because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, so first wall I did was fine. The second wall, I told myself when I started, watch to make sure the anchors don't line up, and I put it together anyway. I look and I have 3 anchors that line up right with the stud. So I have to move the stud over a little bit. Anything that falls on the 4-foot mark, when I go to do any kind of outside panel or whatever, I'll have to put that 2x4 inside on the seam. But anyway, yeah, live and learn.
Just a
Hiccup. I'm learning as I go. So don't judge me, please. All right, so I'm squaring it up right now. I should have did this before we tried to pick it up, but I'm just so preoccupied in my thoughts here that I keep making goofy little mistakes. But I'll tell you about my mistakes as I go, because that's about the only thing I can teach you. I can't teach you the right way to do it, but I can teach you when I goof up, something you might not want to do yourself. So anyway, when we raised the wall, on the first wall, I made sure I had braced it ahead of time, the side-to-side squareness. This time we forgot to, but fortunately we didn't have any major mishaps. But I want to get these braces on before we start the next wall, because it is pretty tall. It's just over 10 feet, so that's a lot of wood to hold up and keep square. So I'm going to continue here, and then we're going to start getting this back wall ready so we can get these 3 walls connected, so I can start feeling a little bit better about it here. Okay guys, so 3 walls up, only a few minor mistakes as I told you about earlier, nothing we couldn't fix. It's starting to feel like it's a tall building. We knew it would be, but the more I think about doing the roof, it's like, ooh, but it's not that I'm afraid of heights. You might say I'm just afraid of the landing. Anyway, so we've decided that we're going to put our door over here. We don't know what size the door yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a couple of studs out. I'm just going to put 6 in instead of the 8. Give me a nice big wide opening to work with. And when we get the door, I'll finish framing up around it. But because it's going here, I'm going to take out this one anchor. I don't know if you guys watched my earlier videos when I was doing the dry pour. I had put a large amount of anchors around. We get a lot of wind out here, and you know what, I bought this, was 25 anchors off of Amazon for $28. I got 2 boxes, so I went to town with these anchors. But since we now have a location that we've decided to go with, I have to remove the one. All right, so I have to get the generator back on. I'm going to take the microphone back off because it does get loud with everything running. But I want to just kind of explain that we have decided the location, and as I had said in a previous video, I'll end up having to notch one of these off. So here I go. Morning guys, welcome to day 3 of my vacation, or should I call the mini barn builds. So day 3, not counting the cement, which if you saw in the previous videos, we do the dry pour method, so you want to go back and check that out. So I did the framing the first day. Yesterday I spent the day running back and forth to the city to pick up supplies, and now today I got some more framing to do, but in between the framing I'm going to be putting up this what they call LP smart siding. We got a pile of it behind us here, so as you can probably see on the side, I got the first panel started. I'm not going into a lot of how-to details, guys, because honestly I'm learning as I go here. Well, you know what, come along. I'll show you one of the first things I would have done differently had I started this project over again. So on this side, my intention was to have an 8-foot wall and the other side a 10-foot wall. But being new to this building idea, in my haste to get going, 8 feet, 8-foot 2x4s, let's throw them up. Well, you take the base, you take the header, now you're over 8 feet. So now my paneling, after I put it on, I am going to have a gap at the top. I'm not stressing about it because the plan down the road, when you get to see the finished product, the plan is to paint these panels, because this is a primer, by the way. Paint the panels red, and then the intention is to have a nice white trim around most of this building. So one of the spots I'm going to have trim is at that top. So I'm not going to get too stressed about piecing that in. I'm going to put a little piece of filler across the top, filler strip, to get so when I put the trim on, it stays flush and flat. At the end of the day, it's not going to make a difference, and it's still going to look good. I'll know, and now you'll know where I've made the mistakes, but like I said, that's all part of doing it yourself and learning as you go. I'm going to take a lot away from this build when I'm done. Then in the future, if I take a task like this on again, I'll know this stuff. The other thing I could have did is built one barn at a time, but as you guys saw earlier in this video, we're actually doing both of them at the same time, the same steps at the same time. So anyway, going to continue on today with this paneling, do some more framing. I still have to frame the roof. The reason I'm doing the paneling first is I'm a big guy, and I want to make sure when I go to get up there and start framing and putting plywood sheets up, that this structure is solid as it can be. So with this paneling on here, it also helps keep everything square, less movement, and at the end of the day, it's just going to make me feel better. So there's 10 different ways you could go at this. That's just the way the route I'm taking right now. So anyway, I'm going to give Cindy back the mic, guys, because with all the, like I said, I can't run hydro out here. I don't have a heavy enough cord to keep the compressor running, so I have to run the generator and the compressor, and there's a lot of noise, so that's why we're not doing as much talking in this video, but we're still trying to show you what we're doing here in the homestead. I think we told you in an earlier video, or earlier in this video maybe, I'm not sure how this is all getting broke up, but the barn I'm working on right now is going to be the new home for the rabbits and the quail. We're looking for names for this building, and then the sister barn over here is going to be to house the goats in the wintertime, and like I said, they're both going to have lofts, so it's just going to free up my garage / barn over there. If you've watched our previous videos, it is a huge mess. I can't clean anything up because it's like I'm constantly piling stuff in there, and the animals take up half that space. So all right, back at her. All right, so continuing on with the theme of what not to do. So when I did these outside walls on the long side, I measured everything 16 inches, stud to stud. When I built the inside walls for the ends, I did the same thing. So the only thing I didn't compensate for was the fact that now what I should have did is went 16 from the outside of this wall, because what happens is I go to put this panel on, and now I don't have a 4-foot stud, so I have to put another stud in there. Not the end of the world, it's just stuff that you'll learn as you go, and I could have saved myself a piece of lumber there, but anyway, I just thought I'd share that as well. So if you're doing the same thing, remember, when you build these inside walls, you have to compensate for that outside 2x4, so that when you put your paneling on or whatever you might be using, your studs line up, because these are made so that each second groove is on a 16 inch stud. So now when I'm doing this back wall, I can't use those grooves any longer for a guide because the stud isn't going to line up with them. They're going to line up more in the center here. So it's fine for me, and I'll fix as I go here. But more so, if you take on a project like this, you don't make the same mistake and cause yourself more work. So just thought I'd share that, and I'll keep sharing my mishaps as I go. Morning guys, day four of my vacation. Moving along not too bad. As you can see, we got most of that one shelled in. I still have to do the top half, or not top half, but the top portion. I have to figure out how to tie in the roof trusses. Like I said, I'm not a builder, so I'm trying to learn this as I go. But I do need more supplies. I'm going to need a lot more 2x4s than I thought. I've got 10-12 footers that I need still for the roof and for the leans, but obviously don't want to cut those up for framing windows and doors and supports and stuff like that. So I need to go grab more of the 8 foot and that'll allow me to get this door framed in, this window framed in. I still have to put in the supports between the 2x4s and the walls. I still want to do that. Probably doing a lot of this stuff backwards, just kind of the way my brain works sometimes. But like I said, gonna go get some 2x4s. It's gonna be a really hot day today, so I hate leaving and spending time on the road, but I feel like I can't do a lot more until I get that. So it's supposed to get, I think, 35 degrees with the humidity today, Celsius, and chance of rain, so I'm gonna have to make sure I tarp the OSB boards and tools, but hopefully it doesn't. We want rain, but I really want to get this done. So anyway, it's really my only update this morning. Like I said, we're kind of doing I think Cindy already explained earlier, we're doing a bit of a time lapse as the week progresses, because I don't want to do a teaching video, guys, because I'm just learning. I don't mind showing you my progress, but anybody that knows what they're doing is going to go, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, so let's not go there. Anyway, I'll touch base again in a while. Okay, day 5 of my vacation. It's going along pretty good. Long days. Usually out here till 7, 8 o'clock at night. So what I'm on today is I'm going to finish framing the roof up here. I'm going to start putting braces around on everything, between the studs on the roof, between the rafters. This one I framed up yesterday, and you can see the 1 2x4 is starting to turn a bit. It's because I haven't got up there and braced everything yet, so I need to get that done today. So that's my agenda. So if I get far enough along, I might start putting some of the sheathing on the roof. But depends what happens today. They're it was supposed to rain a little bit. Now it's not supposed to rain, so guess we'll see how this all goes. I ran out of the smart, what they call the LP smart board panel, so I have to go back and get more of that to finish the upper portion of those walls. Stuff works out pretty good. I like that stuff. It really wasn't too bad until you start getting into the cutouts, and even that's not bad. It's just start getting a lot of waste, right? Because you end up using full boards just to cut small areas, but it's the only way to get those. It appears to be the only way to get the panels to line up, so you still get that even with the siding. So anyway, guys, just working away on it. Vacation's half over today, so get far as I can, and then Cindy's gonna bump out a video to show you the progress so far, which I guess is what you're watching. And I'm on vacation again in about a month or so, and at that time I'll go into phase 2, which will hopefully be insulating, finishing the insides. Hopefully I'll have the steel for the roof and be able to get the awnings, because the plan is where you see that seam there on the wall where the next part of the panel goes up, right about there is where I intend to start the lean roof to come out this way. It's about 10 feet. So each barn will have a lean on it to give us some shade if we want to have any livestock on the outside of the barn, or any cages below to be sheltered. So just to give us more opportunities with the small space. Anyway, I'm burning. It's hot. Time to get back at it. Hey, day 6 of my vacation. Okay, guys, so like I said, my brain maybe doesn't work in the order things should be done. So now I've gone back. I put the bracing in the roof rafters. I'm going around and doing bracing about halfway up the walls. And I have this opening up here. I have to finish putting 2x4s in, and then I should have all the framing done that I think I need for this shed in particular, this barn, aside from the loft work. But I don't want to do the inside stuff until I've got the roof done and the hydro figured out, everything else done, before I insulate and put the walls in and the loft. So my project today is to finish all this bracing and get over to the other mini barn and do all the bracing in the roof joists and or rafters and the walls, and then maybe before I run out of time this week, because tomorrow now they're calling for rain all day, so the 3 days left, at least one of them's rain. I haven't looked further yet, so I may or may not get the sheathing on the roof. I'm really hoping. But now it just feels like a race against the clock. So I do have some paneling I have to go back. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, all this LP smart siding that I'm using. I bought enough. I was able to go all the way around the 8-foot sections of the buildings. But now I have to go back, unfortunately, and spend quite a bit of money. This stuff's not cheap, about $60 a panel here in Canada. So I'm gonna have to go back and spend another big chunk of money to do the upper portions of these barns. But so far I'm really liking it. I'm happy with the progress. I always feel like I'm never far enough, because as you guys know, there's never enough hours in the day, and it'll be another month before I'm on vacation again. So my plan is to get this done as far as I can this week. I'll work on it a little bit here and there on the weekends after work, etc., and then go at it hard again end of July, beginning of August. Hey guys, I gotta get back at it. I apologize with these videos. I tried to run extension cords out here. I don't know if I mentioned this already. I tried to run extension cords and I can't get enough hydro to run my compressor. So I've had to run the generator, which means there's a whole lot of background noise here. I can't really go into a lot of detail when I'm doing anything or talking. We have to actually stop, have the conversation, and then I go back out, I turn everything back on because it's just too much noise. So I apologize for that, for anybody that was looking for more detailed workmanship. Trust me, you do not want to go by my workmanship. I'm not a teacher, I'm not a carpenter. I'm just a guy that's trying to build his own little barns as cost effective as possible, which means I need to do the labor. So I'm just learning, but we're doing our best. Hey, you want me to try to talk? All right, clouds are rolling over, but I don't want to waste the day, so I've decided to start putting the sheeting on the roof. Yesterday I finished all the bracing on the inside. It's not a very steep roof and it's not very high up, but I'm a big guy and I don't like the idea of falling, so I'm a little cautious. But overall it's going well. So this first barn we did is a little bit out of square. I believe the second one's a little bit better, but so I'm tweaking as I go here, and it's coming together anyway, slowly but surely. Today we made some contacts for to eventually run hydro out here. I got a name to do some trenching so I can run some wire underground. So I'm getting more and more excited to see this project through. But that part will be on a different video, because the video you guys are going to see, I'm going to run out of time in a couple days, and you're going to see the shells. But there will be more videos coming that have the interior and electrical work done. But anyway, before I get rained on up here, I'm going to keep working. Okay. What day is this?
I don't know.
This is Saturday. Must be day 8.
Okay.
Day 8. 1 day left, guys. 1 day left. It's been a busy day, so I know Cindy hasn't been able to get out here with the camera. So what I did finish doing, I did finish putting the sheeting on the roofs. Well, I guess you got a glimpse of that earlier, right? I've gone back, I tar papered this one. I did half of that when I ran out. So I made a trip to the city and picked up the rest of the paneling that I need and the remaining tar paper I need. So that will conclude the shell of these buildings, with the exception of the trimming and the leans that are going to go on each side of each of these two buildings, and hopefully a metal roof. I'm having a little hard time sourcing the metal. I'd like to go that route just because it gives us a cleaner water source. A lot of background noise. One of the other things I went and did today is I picked up another trampoline for the kids. One of those things where I had to travel, take it apart, bring it home, put it together. And Cindy finished it while I was gone to get supplies. Anyway, you want to take a little look inside the building. The floor is still wet because it rained yesterday afternoon, or I believe it was in the afternoon, before I had the roof done, so still damp. But a nice big space. Because of the height of these buildings, they don't look as big from the outside, but when you get inside, it's decent. So this one, like we were talking about, we plan to house some stalls in here for the goats in the wintertime. The other one is identical to this, but it's going to be the rabbitry and quail operation. Hopefully also bring in our incubators and brooders and things like that, get them out of the house, get rid of that smell. but from what we were talking about yesterday, we were doing some measuring. Rabbit cages and quail cages aren't even they're going to take up just over half of the wall space in this building. So that's it's going to be great. Get the feed out here, etc. So yeah, it's been one of those vacations that's it's nice to get things accomplished, but wow, yeah, my whole body aches. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to finish unloading the panels from the tractor here. I'm going to get up and I'm going to finish tar papering that roof, just so I don't have to get up there again tomorrow morning. That way tomorrow when I get up, I can get out here and finish paneling the top half of this with this LP smart siding. And it'll be ready for the trimming and all the other many things to do still. Tomorrow I have the electrician coming to talk about where we're going to trench to run hydro. What else can I tell you? Not a whole lot. But anyway, again, it's a little piece of what's going on, just kind of keep you guys in the loop. It's not super detailed, but I'd like to show you the progress as we go here, guys. So my vacation's almost over. I'll poke at it before or after work type thing for the next few weeks. And then in another, what day is this? So another 5 weeks, I believe, I am back on vacation. And I hope to start wrapping a lot of this up if I can. So here we go. Hey everybody, last day of my vacation. I'm well rested. Anyway, for the last day, basically what I'm doing is finishing up the LP siding, and you'll see in the video there are some little gaps and stuff where the seam is, but I'm only pointing that out so you don't look at it and go, what the heck. It's something I'm not super concerned about. I'm just going to caulk it, and there's going to be trim going over top of the seams anyway. And on the side here, on that long seam, that's where the 2x6 will go. That'll be the starting point for the lean roof that'll be going on these eventually as well. So I still have to, once I get the siding done, actually the last thing I'll be doing is I still have to build out the roof edge a bit on the front and back. When I did the roof, as I was going along, and I really thought about the fact that I don't have an overhang, so I went and bought some pressure treated 2x4s yesterday, and I'm actually going to build out the overhang. I'm not going to sheet the top of these 2x4s. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to raise them to the point that they line up with the plywood, the OSB board, because eventually it's all going to get covered anyway. So at least I think that's what I'm going to do. Once I go to do it, I'll decide, but at this point I think that's what I'm looking at, instead of cutting strips of plywood to put on top of that. But yeah, that's where we are. So it's been a great week for this, guys. I have to admit, it's been crazy hot. I've been working on a tan, but it's been fantastic weather, so I made some pretty good progress. I'm quite happy with it. But anyway, I'm going to finish up a little bit. Cindy will come out a little bit later, and we'll do a quick finale for the week. We'll just do a quick show and tell for what did get done for the last part, and then we're going to have to wrap it up until I get some more time off or a chance to work on these. So, but that's okay. It gives me a chance to save a little bit of money to buy some more materials, because it's not cheap going to these big box stores every time you turn around. All right, wrapping up my holidays, guys. We got a chance of thunderstorms in the next couple hours, and to be honest with you, I just want to take a few hours before the end of the week and take my wife out to dinner and make up for the lack of vacation this actually was. So earlier I did come out, Cindy wasn't with me, but I did put up a couple rake extensions on these on the roof here. So I am going to have to go out and put a strip of plywood on. But basically I got some pressure treated lumber, and I went out 3 inches from the roof line, so the water isn't right at the wall. My plan down the road will still be to put a bit of a canopy over the doors, but like everything else, there's so much to do still. I'm not even sure where to go, what direction to go next, but I got some time to think about it now. So anyway, that was phase 1. The structures are up, basically the shells are there. I still have to run hydro, so trench hydro out here, insulate, put the walls up on the inside, build lofts, put the lean roofs on the tall sides, and do the roof. So, and trim. So I probably have at least a couple more vacations in this yet. But anyway, thanks for spending my vacation with me and seeing what we've been able to do in the week. And I hope you'll continue to watch for future videos where we'll start to wrap this project up and have everything in place for the winter. Hopefully before that, but definitely before the winter. So the stuff like this doesn't happen where your yard gets destroyed because you got no place to keep anybody. So, all right, guys. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, share with your friends, whatever you'll do to help us out. We appreciate you guys following along and all the support you show us. And please comment. Tell me I did a okay job, sort of. I'm no professional, guys. That's why I'm not teaching you this. I'm just showing you what I've done. And I've made mistakes, trust me. You really see that when you go to do your roof and you realize things aren't square, but you compensate the best you can. But anyway, I'm not here to roast myself, so see you next time.